Hello again, everyone. This is Jim. I'm back with another update. It's been quite some time since I made an update, and I'm sorry for that. It's just been I've been busy and maybe not really having the greatest luck figuring out what would be a good topic. And I don't just want to put up fluff. I want to have something meaningful. So anyway. I just thought I'd give a general update today on some things that I've been doing recently in my lifestyle, and something I'm going to be doing for the coming week, starting tomorrow. And I'm going to start there. Beginning tomorrow, which tomorrow, as I film this, is Sunday, June 3rd. I'm going to be doing something that for me I'm calling Hamburger Week. And it's basically I'm going to be testing for a week, just eliminating, going to a complete elimination diet. So what I'll be having for the next week is ground beef, salt and pepper, black coffee, and mineral water. That's it. I'm going to do that for a week. What I'll be eliminating are things that, I eat that stuff all the time, but I generally also have with it cheese, eggs, pork rinds. I often will have an avocado, and often will have some apple cider vinegar with my meal. These are just a lot of little things that accompany my basically primary meat diet. But I've wanted to test maybe like a full elimination, just close to the meat and water type concept. But I've never done it. But I'm going to do it this week, and the reason I'm doing it, the idea why it came up in the first place is my friend Mike from the KetOMAD channel. KetOMAD is the name of his YouTube channel. He's a similar-minded person to me. He's has a diet he calls carnivore adjacent, which is it's pretty much carnivore. However, he has his certain things that he allows himself to eat, or and that are outside of the carnivore world. And I believe his things he's looking to eliminate are like sour cream, cheese, smoked almonds, tomato sauce, things like that. He's got these things that he allows himself to eat on occasion because he craves them, but he's not really sure, if he did a full elimination, maybe the cravings would go away. So he's doing a test. If you go to his channel, and I recommend you go to his channel, he puts up many good videos on nutrition and exposing all of the fraud and bogus information that we're exposed to. If you go to his channel, recently he put up a video called a Momo. He's doing a Momo, which is a month of meat only. And so he's eliminating those things I mentioned, the sour cream and the cheese, and this he's doing it his month. He's broken it down into different weeks, and this coming week, beginning tomorrow, is I guess the most extreme part of that elimination. He's going to just, I think, beef. I'm gonna make it ground beef. I don't know that it matters really what type of beef, but I'm choosing to make it a ground beef week, just to keep it real basic. But go to his channel, check out his Momo video, and if you want to know what it's about, I encourage, and I'm supportive of these types of experiments. He he solicited anybody that was interested in doing the, let's say, the ground beef week with him. He said, yeah, to join him and share the experience, and maybe he'd ask questions or interview anyone who wanted to do it, which I jumped on the chance because I thought, hey, this is a good thing I want to do. I'll learn something about myself and share the experience with others. And I believe there's a number of people that are going to do it with him. I don't know how many, 3, 4, 5, whatever. And I don't believe it's too late it's not too late to get in. If you want to, if any of my viewers want to jump in on it, go over and tell them, hey, I'm in and I'm going to do this week of meat only. And he's got a certain protocol over there that you might want to check out and follow and answer certain questions. So that's what I'm going to be doing this week. I'm looking forward to it. For me, I'm giving up a few things. I'm giving up the cream in my coffee, which is something, frankly, that's the worst thing about it, is giving up the cream in my coffee. But I wanted to get rid of the cream and the cheese in particular. I kind of cling to those, I think, like a bit of a crutch. Those are basically the only things I'm giving up. Plus I have the pork rinds. They tend to be sort of a vice too. I mean, sometimes I go wild on the pork rinds. Oh, and butter also. My Kerrygold butter. I have that all the time. I'll be giving that up this week also. Like I said, it's going to be ground beef for me. I'm thinking I'm either going to fry it up, loose fried, or I'm going to make it into patties and grill them. And that's going to be it for me this week. But I mean, ground beef is great. I mean, as long as I can fill myself up with ground beef, I can get through the week, but we'll see what happens. I think after this week, then the following week, I'll make another video and share the experience, just let you know what I find. I'm pretty much really on a carnivore diet now, but I'll be giving up these few sort of dairy items, the butter and the cheese and cream. And we'll see where that leads. So that's what's coming up. In terms of what I've been doing, honestly, things have been going great for me. I think one of my recent videos, and this may go back a month and a half or 2 months even, I was talking about how my weight, I felt I was starting to drift up a little bit on my weight. In fact, I was drifting up. I'd gained like 5 pounds, and I didn't know why, and it bothered me. I've done a few things. I've taken some actions, and that is all cleared up. And so I wanted to go over that. 2 things that I did starting in April and May. I started again to drop in some fasting days. And I think in April I did a total of 5 fasting days. So what that means is when I say fasting day, I only eat once a day. So if I skip a day, that means essentially it's like a 2-day fast. Rather than eating once every 24 hours, I eat once 48 hours. So I did that on 5 different occasions in April, 48-hour fast. And then I did 2 more in May, 2 more 48-hour fasts. And the reason for the fasting is I thought, well, maybe I need to keep in touch with that, with that sort of hunger, and it's part of my theory, and this is something I'm working on. my unified theory of eating, if you want to call it that, um, I think fasting needs to be a part of it. And not just the eating once a day, it's just to occasionally eat nothing and to be without food. And then, and I mentioned this many times, I think we need to cycle between having food, feasting, and eating well, and then occasionally having no food and cycling our bodies in between these extremes. So that's one thing I did. I started dropping in some fasting days. And the other thing I've been doing and trying to do, it's a struggle for me, is to be more mindful when I do eat, to slow down. I tend to just get, I want to eat fast. I'm so excited about, my meal, and I got this wonderful meat cooking, and then I got other things on my mind, and I just start digging in, and I just start plowing through. And what I found is that I was essentially overrunning my body's satiety signal, and in overeating a little bit. I mean, not a whole lot, but a little bit every day to some extent, probably. And I noticed if I really force myself to slow down, to enjoy the meal, take a break for a few minutes once in a while, just, eat a, let's say I eat I start off with this, my first course might be a small ribeye steak. Okay, take a break after the steak. Just relax a few minutes, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Drink some water, and then go on to and then go from there. If I do that, or when I do that, I find that there's definitely times when I would have kept eating had I not done that. But if I allow the time to let the satiety signal come on, I ate less. I stopped eating and said, oh wait, actually I don't need anymore. I'm perfectly full at this point. So mindfully remembering to slow down, plus the fasting days, those two things just corrected everything. The weight loss, my weight just redirected dramatically. Not dramatically, but a reverse course. And I think I'm down. In the past, in this April and May time frame, I was getting up close to like a 174, 175, and now I'm like 8 pounds lower than that now, 8 to 10 pounds. I'm between like 165 and 166 right now. So, I mean, it just reversed course, and again, only because of having the fasting and the eating slower. And I think some of it may be that now we got good weather and I'm outdoors, it's warm weather, I'm running outside and sweating more, and I think that may play a factor too. But honestly, the changes I've made, everything is clicking for me now. I feel great. I enjoy my meals. I enjoy eating this way. I feel better than ever. My running is better than ever. I keep increasing my speed and endurance. So all is well. Oh, the other thing, not only weight. I mean, I don't want to come across as obsessed by the weight, but the other markers that I follow in terms of body fat percentage and lean body mass, those two have now show definitely trending in the right direction. In other words, body fat is now again on the decline over these past 2 months, which is what I wanted to see. Even if the weight doesn't change, I'd be satisfied if the body fat would continue to go down. So all that stuff worked, and I'm going to continue going forward. I'm going to incorporate fasting. And I'm thinking, okay, this is now June. I'm thinking even once a month, maybe a 2-day fast, maybe a 3-day fast. Maybe I'll alternate like that. Once a month, it should be sufficient. I think I'm going to try this going forward, doing it once a month. Because like I said, this is part of my theory. I believe it's important that we don't just get so used to having a constant supply of food every single day that we eat. I don't think this is natural. I don't think this is the natural state of affairs that we've evolved, that our bodies have evolved to have just food every single day, the same food in the same quantities. I think it's better to cycle and to have it and to not have it. Now, it's nice to know that when I'm doing a fast, that there's plenty of food in my fridge, or I can go to the market and get it. So there's no panic. You don't have to worry. Like maybe in the past, when there was no food, that was a problem. I'm sure it elicited a cortisol reaction, some nervousness and fear. Food. I mean, this is life. This is what sustains us. So going without food, I think, is healthy from time to time. And no, I know this flies in the face of some of the Dr. Finney's videos on fasting, the double-edged sword. I know he frowns upon fasting, all the muscle wasting and scientific research that he comes up with. He's talking about fasting 2 weeks, 30 days, this is excessive, but I think some degree of fasting in our lifestyle is healthy. And it may be as little as a few days here and there, but that's where I'm at. Like I said, my running's going well. I don't know what else. I have kind of penciled in July 21st. I'm planning to do another half marathon. I wanted to do a warm weather half marathon, and it should be pretty warm. July, in end of July. I did a half marathon back in November, and it was cold that day, and I didn't have the best run. I had poor judgment of pacing that day, but I'm going to do one in July. I'm going to train up to it. I'm not going to do any other racing, but I just want a target in mind, something to shoot for, something to keep me motivated and pointed towards. So I'm going to do that in July. I'm running now with the warm weather. Like I said, I'm doing pretty much 6 days a week. I'm going out, and I really enjoy it. I mix it up. I do some shorter runs, which for me means like 40 minutes, and then I'll often go at least like on the weekends. I'll do some longer runs, an hour and a half, or even 2.5 hours. Sometimes I'll run, and just really enjoying that, and really still noticing the effects I'm getting. I feel lighter when I run. I feel lighter on my feet. I feel faster. I feel good being able to move a lot and to move fast. Just something about that feels good to me, so that's why I do it. I also still work on my my kettlebells and my calisthenics. I do that not necessarily daily, probably 3-4 times a week, and I don't go overboard with that. I do enough where I can feel it, and I feel the effects of it, but it's building gradually, the strength. But I like that because I've never injured myself in running, and I haven't injured myself with any exercise. And I think that's because I don't push myself. I don't go overboard with it, because the last thing I want to do is injure myself, or to get a muscle strain or back pain or what have you. I want to stay healthy, and I'd rather build up gradually than push it and come up with some kind of a nagging injury. So probably for now that I'm going to leave it at this for the update. Like I said, I'll come back with another video next week and give you the results of Hamburger Week. Should be interesting. But yeah, please check out Mike's website. He's the Keto Cowboy. You'll recognize me. Wears his keto cowboy hat. It's a good channel. Check out Momo, Month of Meat Only. And if you want to participate in this meat week, this ground beef week, hamburger week, jump in, let him know, and we'll have some fun with it and share the experience. I think it would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think I've talked enough. So thanks to all my viewers. Thanks for stopping in, and your comments are always welcome. I appreciate the comments. If you've been following me, you see I try to answer most all of them, whether they agree with me or not. I'll just say that, not necessarily from my comments, but even, I get not resistance, but a lot of people questioning me, what I'm doing. And I feel like sort of an outcast. Here I am, I eat one meal a day. I'm a carnivore. I fast. I sort of break a lot of rules. Dr. Finney's upset with me, the people that say you got to eat, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times a day, people that say, you got to have plants, you're killing yourself, you're not getting nutrients. Everywhere I turn, somebody's questioning what I do. So I feel like sort of an outlier, as something I'm doing is sort of rubs people the wrong way. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I get these questioning looks, people that I come across. I just mentioned, I eat once a day and I only eat meat. It's like, how do you feel? It's like, what about the saturated fat? What about the cholesterol? And then so we have to start talking about that. Don't worry about saturated fat. I don't worry about cholesterol. That's all nonsense. And I'll get into that at another time, but I don't know. I draw some strength from that. I don't mind being an outlier. I don't mind being, let's say, on the fringe. It's a path that I've evolved to, and I tested my way to this point, and it works for me. And so I'm going to go with what works. I feel better than ever. If you can question it or whatever, that's fine. I don't mind. But I'm not changing, at least not right now, until I find something better. Anyway, I said I was done, and I'll stick to that. So thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and join me for Hamburger Week if you want to. Let me know in the comments if you're going to do it, and check out Mike's KetOMAD site as well. Have a good day, everyone, and I'll be back in a week and let you know how it goes. Thank you. Take care.